Thursday, July 9th. Good morning. It is Thursday, so that means it's my favorite day of the week. Isn't that crazy? It's been a week already. But I lit my candles. I have my timer going. I need to start my music. But before I just lock in, I just wanted to shout out this lighter. Do you recognize this? Resident Evil fans? It's the green herb. I got this from Eris's booth. He's a Twitch streamer. He's amazing. Twitch streamer, fighting game commentator, amazing. But I also have a sweater that says, "Will you take the green herb?" And it says no. So I love this lighter. Okay, the mood is set. Actually, the mood isn't set until the music's on, right? So I'm just gonna open up my Notion. During my morning walk, I just put on a voice memo and just started, just making a mental list of all the things I need to do today, just to get my head straight. So once I do that, I say it out loud. I open up my admin reset template, and I have a miscellaneous list of things I need to do. So I just fill that up, and I need to take care of that today. So gonna just lock in, get my music going, and then that's it. We're gonna spend some time doing our admin reset. Yesterday, I created my desktop wallpaper, and every month I essentially create a mood board in PowerPoint of I do my monthly reflection ritual in my journal, and I spend a lot of time on it. I just kind of go through all of my journal entries and list out all of the things that's been inspiring me lately. So I was in the mood to create a digital mood board. So it's basically a visual board. I made a video of a tour. I did a tour of my digital mood board, but I'm telling you, it's I know yesterday I did I recommended a combination, a tea plus the stroopwafel, and that's just to the tea, the stroopwafel, and some dedicated time to yourself, some quiet time. But another mood booster is creating a vision board every month. It's a lot of work, but it's it's not for naught, right? It really makes me feel good to have this as my background to set the tone for the month. So maybe I'll add some B-roll, but it's making me feel so good. Okay, that's all. Not impressed by the games available on Epic Game Store, which is perfectly fine. They have a game called Tattoo Tycoon, which I don't know if I'm really into the first person sim games. I don't think so. That's what I'm getting from this? Oh yeah, it's just you're creating your own tattoo parlor, which is, yeah. I don't see myself playing this. Look at this restraint, guys. Even though it's free, I'm not going to add it to my library. Okay, done. Process paper mail. I did that yesterday. Unsubscribe from mailing lists. Admin reset surprises me all the time because I have it set up so that I have fun things to do in between all the tedious tasks, and I finally reached the point where I get to update my some lines a day, and I got all excited. It's I'm always looking out for future Pasami, you know? We are gonna start with Thursday, July 2nd through yesterday, Wednesday, what is it? Wednesday the 8th. Okay. Pro tip when you're doing laundry, Thursday admin days are also my laundry day, like specifically my like clothes laundry day. My pro tip, and really the only tip you'll need, is the first load that you put in the laundry should always be the load that includes all of the things that you're not drying. So like that way the hardest part is over. Like you hang up all of your damp clothes and be done with it, you know? And then the rest of your laundry is easy because you're simply putting your wet clothes in the dryer, running it, and you're not sorting through all of your wet clothes for the clothes that you need to separate to hang up. So when you're sorting your laundry, the first load should always be all of your clothes that do not require a cycle in the dryer. I'm smart. I don't know if I'm smart or just kind of brilliantly lazy, you know? So now my next load of laundry is going to be just the normals. Just put it in the dryer after you're done washing, and that's it. But now I get to just set this aside right here, and then let's just put our woozy on. Boom. Part of my admin reset is just making sure that I'm keeping myself accountable to my goals. And one of them is creating this little devil hat as a gift for my husband. And I just printed out the pattern. This was a big step for me. Admin resets don't have to be all boring. You could do fun things, right? So Thursdays, I just make sure that I'm taking those tiny steps to make sure I'm on track. Creator's awesome. Like it's pretty simple to follow, and then there's an accompanying YouTube video, and then in the instructions she basically said print out the first page at scale, and then if this measures correctly, then you're cleared to just print out the rest of the pattern, which let's just grab it. Okay, I'm getting excited. If you saw my crafting video the other day, you know that I busted out my sewing machine already. So I'm excited. Okay, so printing is done. I'm gonna pause, continue with my admin reset. I gotta update my experiment progress, which I will make a video about this. This is from Mia's digital diary. It's a Notion database where you track your experiments for the year. So last month I had a goal to essentially crave progress in like small doses, and my two experiments were to memorize a poem and familiarize myself with the hobby and craft of sewing. So all of June I was doing tiny, like really small, like and intentional steps to complete this goal. And like I know myself pretty well. I've been procrastinating on this project for years now, but I was thinking like, I just need the smallest, like the most minuscule of tasks, but it needs to be challenging enough for me to do it. So like last month it was just bring the sewing machine out. Just bring the sewing machine out. The other task was pick a class. So I chose the class on Craftsy. I checked out a 7-day pass from the public library. So I checked out the pass. That was one step. The second step was watch the video. So I was like, okay, watch the video is too broad. You can't just say watch the tutorial. You have to tell yourself how long, right? So I was like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's how long I'm going to watch the sewing tutorial for. Watched it for 5 minutes. And of course, at that point, when you're 5 minutes in, you're going to watch the rest of it. So I ended up watching like 12 minutes of it. So like you could see I'm taking like small steps. Today, my small step was printing this pattern. That's a small but big step, right? But that's it. That's my expectation for the day. And that's it. I get to say, I did it. move on. So now I'm going to move on with the rest of my admin reset. I already updated my experiment Notion so I can track my progress. And then I'm just going to go back to my admin reset. What's my next thing? Update media diary. Okay, so this is a fun one. I gotta wish my friend a happy birthday. Don't ever forget your friend's birthday, even if it's just sending them a GIF. Never forget their birthdays. And it's her 70th birthday, so it's a big milestone. Okay, let's see. Happy birthday. I'll send her a Snoopy GIF. Oh my God, I love her so much. She's a Dodger fan too, so that's like all we talk about. When's the next game I'm going to? Okay, I'm done with my my admin reset, but now I want to share my desktop background with you guys because I've been staring at it while doing my admin reset, and I thought, you know what, it's just too good not to share. It's too good not to share, so we're gonna switch a little bit. Okay, so this is my mood board, and I create this on using PowerPoint. Like, it's such an easy like tool, and I feel like it's pretty accessible because everyone has PowerPoint or access to Microsoft 365. But they have some really good tools to like remove backgrounds and stuff, and it's pretty intuitive in my opinion. But I use PowerPoint. I set the resolution to the exact resolution of my widescreen, my ultra widescreen monitor, and I just go ham. I gather a bunch of photos from the past month. I gather photos of things that are inspiring me and color schemes that I've been drawn to. And it seems, and it's kind of like a puzzle, right? Like if you've created mood boards or visual boards, you don't really know what it's going to turn into until you're done, right? So I've noticed that this time around, I am really into dark colors. Like you see this beautiful plant that I saw at the park, right? I went on a hike, and I had a moment where I was just thinking like, dude, like you see these white flowers. I don't know what they're called, but I had a moment when I was just looking at all of the foliage, and I was thinking like, look, like it's not fair to say, because I hear this all the time because I'm from LA, but it's not fair to say like, oh, like LA doesn't have seasons, right? But like LA does have seasons, and you just have to choose and notice and observe the different changes in a shrub's flower, like how it flowers every summer, every spring, and so forth. And it may not look like snow, fall, winter, whatever, but in your current place where you are, where you were living, there are seasonalities. And I think like LA is so interesting because you can point out and observe the changing seasons. So like in the summer, I notice way more bunnies. You see a lot of rabbits, the white-tailed rabbits in this area because we're coming out of spring. So you see like, okay, this is the result of breeding season. They're just everywhere. So I like making those observations, but it seems that I'm really drawn to these shrubs that bloom, and they're dry and they're all like one color, and I love them, but you only see them during the summer. So what I'm just saying is like, yeah, there's seasonality. You just gotta observe them for what they are. Like these tiny flowers, like in my garden, in my small little garden, they don't come out until the summertime because in that area of the yard, that's where you get the most sun during the summertime. So there's seasons. Like that's the definition of a season because we get more sun in that area. I see more of these tiny flowers. But anyway, I'm really drawn to them. Like you see the bush down here. My husband is drawing. We're both like into our like, you know, tapping into our creativity this year, and well-deserved time too. And it's nice to see kind of the results of that. So he drew this photo of Javier Bardem from Cape Fear. He did a funny face in one of the first episodes where he was like, he kind of looked down. I forget what happened, but my husband decided to draw that. And then Alex Vesia from, he's a pitcher on the Dodgers, but he makes this face. That's his signature face that he makes. And my husband worked so hard on this, like trying to get like his expression right and whatever. But he's created so many portraits over these last several months that I'm just so proud of him, and they're so cool. He obviously like goes towards like the more realistic drawings, and these two were my favorites. But Alex Vesia for sure, because it's not easy drawing a man, you know, like if you're studying how to draw, you're kind of studying bone structure, right? So when you're drawing a man with a big ass beard, like it's hard to kind of see the shape and direction of like where he's kind of looking, and how he's like pointing his chin up or down, just based on having all that facial hair. And it's really impressive, and I love my husband's style and how he shades his portrait. So these are two, and I'm so excited to see what my August picks will be. But I'm truly inspired by him and his discipline. I've had this meme here. It's not even a meme. It's just like a screenshot of the Jimmys, and then saying how's that, because that's like what that's just between me and my brother, is like we're always saying like how's that, that's how we agree. That's how we agree to things. And then my sister is so funny. Like I sent her a picture. I know you're watching, but I had to take a screenshot of this when you were like, I knew that was cornbread. Because I fucking love cornbread. Did I mention that on this channel yet? I love cornbread. I love cornbread with chili, like as a savory treat, and I love cornbread as a sweet treat as well. I sent my sister a picture of like vanilla ice cream, and this was my dessert. I had vanilla ice cream, and then I made plum sauce because I had a whole bowl of plums that were overripe. So all I did was like just throw it in a pot, warm it up, sprinkle some nutmeg. Like I felt like such a chef, such a chef. Like I sprinkled nutmeg, and I was like, you know what would be good here? Cinnamon. You know what would be good here? Like a little bit of brown sugar. Like I made a plum sauce that we ate all week. Like I put that with my Greek yogurt. I put that on toast. I put that in ice cream. I even made a latte. It wasn't that great, but I still did it. I did it. But it was funny. I sent my sister a picture of the bowl of ice cream, and then with the plum sauce, and then I sprinkled cornbread on top of it. Are you kidding? That sounds so good. Like that's the type of dessert I love. I think anything corn, like a corn cookie, that's it. I'm done. But it was so funny when she texted me like, I knew that was cornbread, because that's me. It's me. And then here I took a picture of my my sewing machine that I busted out last month, and I'm so excited because my last month's visual board, my digital mood board, I had a cutout of the sewing machine ladies from Brave Little Toaster, and they were my motivation to just work through my sewing machine, like just work, like get familiar with it. And like now I replaced the picture of them with my actual sewing machine. I'm so excited. In this little like this post-it here, I would have just in the past months like goals, like what I want to achieve that month. And last month I actually had a whole poem that I wanted to memorize. Like I did it. I memorized it. I can recite that poem on a dime. It's my party trick. Maybe I'll perform it for YouTube, but I don't know. It's like, it's so special to me. I could say it whenever. When I go hiking, when I go jogging, when I go walking, I'm just reciting the poem. And it's actually kind of a dark poem. It's called The Second Coming by W.B. Yeats, who I'm a little obsessed with. I just bought a book that he's famous for. It's The Irish Fairy and Folk Tales. I borrowed it from the library. I had to return it, but I'm like, nah, I need my own copy. So I went to thrift books, and bought my own copy. I'm so excited. So I've been reading through it because this year I've had this fascination with fairies and folk tales, and I definitely attribute that to Emily Wilde's books, her 3 books on oh, why am I forgetting, the Encyclopedia of Fairies. I love I love that series. I'm taking my sweet time with the 3rd book because I love Emily and Bramblebee. They're the couple, but they're just so sweet. Like they honestly, like, Bramblebee reminds me of my husband, just like so like silly. Like he's not silly. He's a very serious person, but very like hard to explain. He's a little particular. But like that's and funny, like very particular, funny, and obsessed with Emily, which that's my husband for you. But anyway, where was I going? Oh yeah, I memorized a poem. W.B. Yeats. I am inspired by him. So last month I had a whole poem here on this little post-it, and now I'm going to memorize a prayer. My dad, my entire life, has said this prayer in Samoan, and I'm Samoan, Hawaiian. My father's Samoan. My mother is Native Hawaiian, and my entire life he said this prayer, and I only know the last line, Fafatai Lealofa, Fafatai Lealofa Lesu Amen, because as a child you want to just eat. So like that's the last line you're looking forward to. So it's like, okay, prayer and then eat, you know? But I want to memorize this maybe for the same reason that I memorized the Second Coming, because it's like, it's my party trick. I don't know if that's disrespectful to say, because like a prayer is a prayer. You say your prayer before you eat your food. That's like, I've been raised like that. My parents did it. My dad said this prayer all the time. But the thing is, I love this prayer because it's short. So whenever, so I always think about how my mom would have this incredible meal in front of us, in front of the family, and we're just like, please, Dad, like say the short prayer, not the long one, because there is a long version of this. And so it has that sweet memory attached to it. Again, like, I don't know if I mentioned this on this channel or if I mentioned it enough. Like, I'm not religious. I have my spiritual practices. I do consider myself in touch spiritually, but I am not like affiliated with a church or a religion. But that doesn't mean I can't appreciate a short prayer before a meal. That doesn't mean I can't appreciate community. That doesn't mean I can't appreciate, like Nabbis, right? Like Nabbis was totally an ultra light version of Shabbos, right? Like it's fine. Like I can embrace these concepts without fully accepting them. And I'm happy with that. Perfectly fine with that. That's cool. But this is the prayer I'm going to memorize. I'm going to need help with it. My father's fluent in Samoa and I'm not. And my sister sent me the prayer because she says, Amen, after she's done with her yoga classes instead of namaste. And that's the thing. It's like, you want to keep like your spiritual practice. I align with her on this, completely on this, where it's like, I practice yoga too. Like I do my stretches, I practice yoga and meditation, but you need to find a way to like link your spiritual practice with your own ancestral background, because I feel like that only makes the experience more enriching, in my opinion, in my like personal experience. Like I really do feel like connected with my ancestors when I speak the language, when I study the ancient Hawaiian lunar moon cycles, right? Like that's how I feel spiritually connected. And I can, again, like, take in the information, experience it, but I don't have to 100% accept anything. Can't tell me what to do. You literally can't pin me down. So, yeah, I'm going to memorize this poem. I have um, plants here, like yeah, you can kind of see like this is the vibe this month. I kept this photo strip from the Hollywood Palladium. We saw Belle and Sebastian last month, and I just love that photo of us. So that is staying. I don't necessarily like change out every single element on my digital mood board. You know, I keep the things that I want to keep. And I have, of course, for July, I have 31 days of no audible yawns. That's my like huge inspiration this month, my big event that I'm challenging myself with and fully enjoying. Um, I just finished Delicious in Dungeon, and I really love that show. I'm kind of bummed that it's over, and I can't wait for new episodes. But this character here, Chilchuck, is so funny that I didn't understand the humor of this show. And oh shit, you know what? Timer's going off. Let's spare 10 minutes. Um, I didn't understand the humor of this show until like the later episodes, and it was just hitting. Like I was just like cracking up the more I watched it. So I actually want to rewatch it to see if my opinion changed on the earlier episodes. But you gotta understand, I was coming down from like Frieren, and if you've watched Frieren, that's more, I feel like, ethereal, and you know, it's kind of a slow meditative type of show most of the time. It gets like the action is incredible, but like most of the time it's like it's quiet. Like if you're not paying attention with your eyes, you know, like you might miss some nuances. But like Delicious in Dungeon is a little silly, like a little sillier. But anyway, Chilchuck is so like, this is one of the jokes that just caught me off guard, because Chilchuck never talks shit until this time. He was just like, so while you guys are off doing dumb things like being a rock, getting nosebleeds, or messing with ingredients, like he just read all of them at once. It was so funny. And then this episode was super touching. Love that episode. And then, of course, I have Frieren and her books, of forever vibe for me. And then my dog here, this was like shortly after obedience training, Miss Pearl, and she was so happy. Again, I'm applying personalities to animals, but bear with me, we all do it. But she was so happy. She was like, I did it. I went to class. And I generally, my niece mentioned that she wants a digital camera, so I'm like, ugh, I had to get this cutout of a digital camera, and that's just, you know, bringing back all the memories. So yeah, and then I have this picture of my mom and my sister, myself, and my little brother, and my mom's just like grilling, right? Because one of my, if y'all watch my summer bucket list video, you saw that one of my goals this summer, I'm gonna fucking do it. I just gotta figure out, like, just like sewing, just like the tiniest steps in order to get there. But she's grilling using a charcoal grill, and that's my motivation. That's the hi mom. Hi mom. But that's my motivation. I want to grill so bad using a charcoal grill. And this was in Santa Barbara, and like this is what's so sweet. Like we went on road trips as a family when I was younger, but like this particular trip was in Santa Barbara, like on State Street, and I like vaguely remember it as a child. But I ended up going to school in Santa Barbara, so I'm just like, I love this picture so much. And I just came across this picture. My auntie actually gave me this photo, and it just made me so happy. This is by a New Zealand artist. I forget her name, but it's on display at the new gallery at LACMA. So this stays. I just love this photo so much. I actually want to get a high res print of this. It's really cool. Keep creating, keep creating. I have this album cover from Boz Gags, which I'm not familiar with, but hello, look at this album cover. So sexy. I'm like with the lady's leg with the fishnets, like stop. So I love this. I'm loving the color scheme, like the green and the purples and the smoke and the black tie, like slick back hair. Like I'm so into this album cover. But we saw this when we were watching the documentary on Yacht Rock. So it just made me really happy. And then I have some on Pinterest. There's a lot of really good like collections of color schemes. So that's what I have in the background here. I just really love this like blue, red, and like this like sage color. So good. And then of course Miss Olga from Gilded Plans. She has a freebie that you could download for your Filofax projects. So this one says, improve your image, be seen with me. So cheeky, I love it. I grabbed like these images. This is from the game Slay the Spire 2. Like she's such a queen. I love her. Like I love this character design. And then these two birds here, these are cliff swallows. And cliff swallows, I've never seen up close. That's why these photos are kind of like low res photos, because they fly really high in the sky and they're new to my neighborhood and they're so sweet. I love the shape of them. And I think it's breeding season and I'm trying to figure out where they could possibly be nesting. I think they may be around the corner. I don't know, but like there's a bunch of them and they like dive and like hang out with each other. They kind of like harass each other. I don't know how to explain it, but like they're so sweet. Cliff swallows. And then I have this print here by a artist. I forget her name. It says right here, Ruha Benjamin. But I love this because it like, okay, I know my sister's watching this, but this reminds me of me and her. Like this looks like us, like physically looks like us. So this stays. And then there's this show. No, it's a movie on Netflix. It's an anime. But my brother sent me this screenshot from the movie. And he was saying like, yeah, like the anime is a trip. Oh, it's called Scarlet. He's like, yeah, it's a trip, but then randomly there's this hula that happens. So I have it here to remind me, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it because this is amazing. And I did watch the first like minute. It's called Scarlet. It's crazy. Like, I actually felt like I was like tripping out a little bit, but I just need to be in the right mindset to watch that movie. But it does have a hula in it that's really good. So. And then of course I kept Miss Pearl down here strategically because that's where my eyes go to look at the time. I have just really quickly, I like a quick view of the calendar. I have my little calico critter here. The toy poodle is my favorite. I have the toy poodle family. And then one time I was working out and then they live on this shelf over here. One of them must have fell because I was on the ground like doing my sit-ups or whatever, and I looked up and she was just like staring at me over the edge, which was so funny. There's these flowers in the neighborhood, and when they gather in the gutter, they kind of look like popcorn. So that's what what I have here. It's like the Milky Way of popcorn flowers. And then I just read The Little Prince, which is a book. I'm surprised it took this long to read. I've owned it for a long time. That is a very touching book, like incredibly touching. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read that again. I cried, of course. I cried like 3 times reading that book because he's essentially like meeting like different personas of grown-ups. So of course, like as a grown-up, you're reading this book and just thinking about these different like personas that he encounters and really the flaws within these personas and outlooks on life. And yeah, it's so touching. So anyway, I found this meme on Pinterest, visualizing in the mirror the man I want to become. So of course I needed to put this up here. So yeah, that's it. That's my mood board for July. Freaking love it. Like you could see like the color scheme is darker than my other mood boards. Like This is June, very much like pinks, right? A little more girly, right? And then I'm moving into like a darker color scheme just by like coincidence, right? And I think it's because fall is around the corner. so, um, so yeah, fall's around the corner. So I'm looking forward to, yeah, like this is May, like very spring. You got the Ren Fair, you have the strawberries, like, yeah, yeah, man. I highly recommend making your own desktop background because you're not going to find the perfect desktop background just on the market, right? Like it's nice if you're not going to do it every month. Like I realize like every month is a lot because this took a couple hours to do, just to like gather everything. But it's an activity that I really enjoy doing. So okay, cool. I need to continue with the day.